Welcome to the Manuchehri Show, where energy and medicine meet. I will be your host for the next hour. I have over 19 years of healthcare experience and began my career as an energy medicine practitioner while working as an oncology nurse at a Seattle area hospital. My skill in moving energy combined with my medical background have been a catalyst for change in many people's lives. I hope the next hour will be transformative for you as well. Good morning and welcome to the Manuchehri Show. We're live here in really gorgeous, frosty Seattle. I mean, the spider webs outside of my house, they actually look like professional Halloween decorations right now because of the mist, that's just like captured these masterpieces of art, but also a little haunting,
Well, 'tis the season.
'Tis the season.
We had a lot of fog through the overnight. It will last the next couple of days.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fog in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon.
Love it.
Yep. So
Love
that's where you're
it.
getting the moisture.
Oh
on
my
the
gosh,
water.
yeah, they look so pretty.
So actually, I kind of caught myself. Unfortunately, I kind of actually destroyed a few webs yesterday while landscaping. It happens.
It happens. What
But
can you say?
I was monitoring one
Yeah.
that one of these little spiders had just landed his food for the day or
Aw.
week, and it was impressive. I mean, I've never really
Aw.
taken the time to actually watch. And then it kind of disrupted his web. Of course,
Yeah.
within a second, wrapped up his little meal, then ran off and already was starting to
They're crazy fast.
rebuild.
They're
Hear that?
crazy
We're already
fast.
rebuilding.
Well,
Taking note.
Yeah, and you know what? I think, speaking of rebuilding,
That's my.
right? Yeah. So the spiders are doing a great job. We've got to do a good job here in our country. We've
Yeah,
got some
go blue.
issues going on. Yeah,
Go blue.
okay, Benny's got it now. He's got the
I've
magic.
always had it.
Well, no, you do. You do have it, of course,
Yeah.
but you're also extremely fair and extremely kind and can see both sides of an issue and very respectful of other people's opinion, which I think is lovely.
It's my present professional career position.
Yeah.
I can't
Well,
really.
that's true, too. Yeah, I
but
don't
I
think
think I
about
know.
that.
I think everyone understands where I
Sure.
come from.
I think it's a good place to come from.
Yeah.
I think it's lovely. But now we're a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs,
my
right?
God.
So, yeah, despite the fact that we have now this person who should not be sitting on the Supreme Court, Justice, yeah.
Sorry. Dusty
who should
in
not
here.
be there. Yeah, it's
Dusty
really
in here.
dusty.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
right,
Dusty
yeah.
in here.
And then I'm reading, in the newspaper online, about how, the Catholic Church is still complaining about how abortion is, terrible. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're looking at an organization that has systematically lied and held secrets about pedophiles around the world for who knows how many hundreds of years. And we're supposed to trust them on what we're supposed to do with our own bodies. I mean, yikes. So it's just a very interesting and fascinating time. And hopefully, if you are living wherever you're living, actually, in the United States, hopefully you have registered to be a voter, and hopefully you've studied the issues and you've come to a great conclusion about what is in your best interest and really the best interest of our future, because right now our Supreme Court justices are going to be around for a generation, at least. Well, some of them, at least our most current one. And that's probably not good for our country. In fact, we know it's not great for the country. So go ahead and make sure that you vote. We were going to be voting here on November 6th. It's coming up. Our elections are. And I love what Benny said. We're going to all vote blue, right?
And for November 3rd, I've been hearing you should start wearing blue because then you can wear blue for 72 because the voting was on November 6th.
Right.
So wear blue for 72.
Okay. That's
Make it happen,
amazing.
people. Make it happen.
I think it's extremely important. It was, because I was present watching Anita Hill conferences when they were trying to, of course, allow Clarence Thomas to be on the Supreme Court, which did happen. And of course, if you've ever watched the movie about Anita Hill, which is a fascinating movie, there were women who also were sexually assaulted where she wasn't assaulted. It was more of a verbal abuse and, things of that nature. But there were women who were actually assaulted by Clarence Thomas who were prevented from testifying. They were held in rooms far away from where their testimony was. They were given wrong information about how to get there on time. And so then the committees made it sound like these women didn't show up, which is not true. Some of them flew from other states to be present for the testimony. So the interesting part is here we are again, and we didn't pass the test.
Yeah.
We failed. We failed.
By the way, the movie is Confirmation with Kerry Washington.
Oh,
So
thank you. It's a
really
great movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great. So we may have failed on respecting women and believing women and trusting them and recognizing what misogyny is and sexual harassment. We may have failed again on our second try, which is not good for karma, by the way. However, maybe we'll do really well on November 6th, and the frustration and the annoyance will help us to vote more women into office and men who are kind and honest and fair. Because, of course, we have many of those people on the planet, many men like that. And those are the people who should be sitting on, the highest courts of the land. All right.
Well done, Mary. Well done.
Thank you.
Just a little wave there. You want to do a little political wave there? Just got to make it known.
So we're taking your calls, and in between calls, we'll be talking about soul, age, and politics, because that's an important concept to understand, so that all the older souls aren't freaking out and feeling uncomfortable and feeling terrible. Yes, we need to vote or send money to. I like to send money to red states that are trying to vote in Democrats. That's how I like to do it, because I'm too chicken to fly to Texas and go knock on doors, just because
That's what other people are for, though.
Right.
We'll do it for you.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that, because I'm kind of afraid of dogs. And in some, like Texas, the dogs kind of have more freedom than I would like them to have. I know that sounds like a terrible fear,
you fear
but
them, they fear you.
I know. I've
right.
been bitten before, so
That's not
I
good.
know. Yeah. So I'm not going to fly to Texas, even though I would love to, and go knock on doors. But I'll just,
I think you should
support in
run.
other ways.
I think you should run
Oh,
the
no.
next ticket. Here.
No,
Doesn't this sound good?
No.
Please welcome
Yeah, no, that would not
the new
be
president
fun.
of the United States.
Oh, yeah, no.
Marie Manuchehri.
That would never happen. We
Why?
know that.
Why?
Oh, for a million
Lisa's
reasons.
like
For a million reasons.
You're a
Plus,
Secretary
I
of
like
State
my
in there.
job.
Secretary of State right there.
She'd be a great one.
See?
Yeah, she'd be great. But I like my job. I think
Yeah.
it's the perfect job for me. It makes me very happy. So why don't we go ahead and go to the phone lines?
Sure. Let's do it. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll start off with Jean calling in from San Francisco. Hi, Jean.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you just great. What can I do for you?
Okay, good. I'm calling about my youngest son. He's a really sweet child, but he gets mad very easily, and then he is mad at everybody, and he's getting a little out of control.
Uh-huh.
And I was hoping that maybe you have some insight into what's going on, and so that we can understand him better and also help him better.
Right. How old is he?
He's 6.
Okay, so he's a young guy. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, you and your partner, lovely parents, but you guys are a little too nice. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Yes.
you have a very strong-willed child. Lovely, wonderful. And then we have two parents who are, what's that term where you don't want to go to war, Benny? What's that? There's a word for it.
Ooh.
When you don't want to go to the military. Well, anyway, you and your husband are like that. You're not fighters, and your son is asking you to set some boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
and you two aren't good at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
I actually thought my husband is better than I am, but yeah.
so his soul, your son's soul, wants to learn some restrictions, because this is a behavior that he's had in multiple lifetimes, and you and your husband, because although you said your husband is better at it, I don't see him doing a very good job with it either, by the way.
Okay.
So you guys, even though he's 6, because he's young, you're going to have to set better boundaries. Like, okay, dude, you acted out. We asked you. We did everything that you asked us to do. You're still not happy. You need to go sit in your room for, I think it's whatever the timetable is for a 6-year-old. And you can't come out until you calm down, or whatever the deal is. I mean, I haven't raised young children in a while, so you're going to have to do some research on that about what's appropriate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And don't change your mind.
Okay.
Yeah, don't go back and forth, because he's excited that he can manipulate you well enough that he can act any way that he wants, and you go ahead and give him what he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Can't do that anymore. So this is uncomfortable for you. It pushes all of your buttons,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because he is a lovely child, and you are a lovely family. But within every family dynamics, there's things we're still wanting to learn, and you're wanting to learn to own your own power. So he's trying to show you what power looks like, and your job is to merge into that authentic power yourself. And I would definitely work on this before he turns 16, because once he's got his driver's license and a car, that's no fun when you have a strong-willed child, because they'll take off and you don't know where they are and you're worried, and and we don't want that to happen. So we got to rein him in. Does he have any electronic devices yet at his age?
He does, unfortunately, yeah. He inherited one from his older brother.
Great. So that is a perfect bargaining tool chip that you can take away from him when he's acting out. And don't give it back to him until he's figured out how to respond differently.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Okay.
It was actually, that was my inclination, that we need to be better with our boundaries. But yeah, it's always good to hear it from someone else.
And I think it's also hard because you have an older son who was different, you know.
I have 2 older sons, yes.
And they were both different, right?
Yeah.
Kids are different. Kids are very different. One of my children, I won't say which one, when she was a teenager, I threatened, but I was serious about it. I threatened to take her to the local mental hospital that was close to our house, because she was just out of control and I didn't know how to help her to become relaxed. And I think she saw that I was serious. Like, literally, I was beyond my wits' end. I'd already unplugged her cell phone, taken away car keys, you name it. And she was still she was acting out, very difficultly. And I think she saw it in my eyes when I'm like, so Fairfax is like 2 miles away from but I said it very sternly, and you're getting in the car and you're going. And that worked. She stopped and became more, because what you're looking for with your son is he needs a little bit of space where he can, because he's having a reaction. I love that he has strong energy. I love that he's a powerful soul. I love that he's strong and knows what he wants. Those are incredible qualities. But he needs to have a little space from that knowingness and then his reaction. And so you're providing opportunities for him where he gets to reevaluate and create space for himself between knowing what he needs and his reaction.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
Yeah, thanks, Jean, for joining us from San Francisco. 877-825-8828 is the number. And we'll take one more before our first break. We'll take Gina calling in from Bellevue. Hi, Gina. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi, Gina.
Hi, thanks for having me. I spoke with you a few weeks ago and asked you for assistance with low energy. I was having some really, really fatigued days, and you suggested I look into getting adrenal supplementation.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wanted to follow up with you if you could take a read and see, if I'm in the right direction, and maybe if there's anything else that you see. And then I have another follow-up question after that.
Well, first of all, yes, you're actually taking energy into your body, but just know when you do holistic remedies, they take much longer to work. And so it could take you months before you really feel that, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. And if you're starting to feel better already, that's excellent.
I am. And I've changed my diet a lot.
Great.
Too. So I'm not eating sugar, caffeine, alcohol.
Love it.
Yeah. So I do feel a ton better.
Great. Congratulations. So yeah, when I drew out your energy, all of your chakras are receiving, except for the fifth. Your fifth chakra is not, there's no leaking that I can see. And all of your chakras, except for the fifth one at the throat, is receiving energy, which is excellent. That's really good.
Okay.
Okay.
And just, I was wondering about, I'm considering doing something new career-wise, and a couple of opportunities out of state are presenting.
Mm-hmm.
And but at the same time, I'm sort of feeling kind of nice about being in the Northwest, and there's some new things that I could do here as well. So I was just curious what your take is on geographically in this time of change.
So you'd have to move to go do those jobs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not recommending you moving right now.
No.
It doesn't feel like fun. And you already know the answer. I mean, this is how we listen to our intuition. You got it, these offers, lovely, interesting. But then when you feel it out, you can feel your energy drop, right? You don't feel it go, ah. You feel like, And so that's the answer. No, don't move.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, and is there anything you suggest for getting more energy into my fifth chakra, since you mentioned it wasn't?
I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. I think your thyroid's low. And
Gotcha.
so as you do these endocrine, supplements that you decided to take to build your adrenal glands, and it'll eventually affect the thyroid gland.
Okay.
Okay?
Great. Thank you, Marie.
You're welcome. Have a great
All right.
day.
Yeah, thanks very much, Gina. 877-825-8828 is the number. I lied. We'll take one more. We can do it.
Oh, one
Yeah,
more?
I
Okay,
know
great.
it
I love
happens.
it. I love
Feeling
it.
frisky.
Oh, I love it. It's all that talk about politics,
Right?
right?
Ugh. Wear blue, people. Crystal from North Bend. Crystal, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Of course, Crystal. What can I do for you?
I've been working with my naturopath on my anxiety and depression, and I'm not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I see like glimpses of happiness occasionally.
Yeah.
And she's finally deciding to put me on Prozac, and that scares me.
Well, I'm not against antidepressants. I don't think a lot of people need to take them, and many, 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 many people take them. I think you have a good naturopath, but I do think something is missing from this equation. Have you been listening to the show from the top of the hour when I came on live?
I didn't. I'm like feeding horses right now, so I missed the
fun.
first little bit of the
Okay.
show.
Well, our first caller, she was talking about her son and asking advice, and you have very similar energy to this child's energy that I was reading. You're stubborn, and you can disagree with me, by the way, about anything that I say. And you tend to lower your vibration. So even if you were to take Prozac or any other form of an antidepressant, you're still going to need to learn to raise your frequency, and you don't do it. You're a stubborn person, and when you're mad or frustrated about something or disappointed, you get stuck in that energy. And it's incredibly important for everyone, yourself and everyone who's listening to this show. Don't allow yourself to stay in the crud. It's a choice. A lot of people don't think it's a choice, but it absolutely 1000% is. So your job is you've got to stop following that frustration and anger and disappointment. It's a huge pattern that you've been doing most of your life since your teenage years. And yeah, it's not fun to have your vibration there, but you have a choice. You could literally stop going there and think about something else. So here's an example. Yesterday, for some reason, after I woke up, I started to think about my divorce and a person who doesn't even know what happened. And I was annoyed. I saw them at a wedding. I'm like, and my brain is just going down this. I've been divorced for almost 17 years, so this didn't happen yesterday. And my brain's just going down the rabbit hole. Like, I want to call this person and yell at them because they were rude to me at this wedding like 2 years ago. And so here I am in all this negative energy for no good reason. And I literally almost emailed him. I'm not kidding, which would have been like, why? Like, we're not even friends anymore. And I stopped myself. This is what humans have to do. You have to first, this is consciousness. Consciousness is when you're aware of the fact of where your energy is and you stop yourself and you choose to have a different experience. So I chose to not think about him anymore, which made me laugh that I was going to email him. I was like, why would I email this person? We haven't even talked and like, we don't have a relationship, so it doesn't even matter. Even my family doesn't have a relationship with this person, so it doesn't matter. And then I started to look outside of the trees, and I made myself my favorite tea, and I listened to a YouTube video that I love, and I all of a sudden I was out of it. This is what you need to start doing. You need to take responsibility for your energy and stop vibrating in the crud before you try Prozac. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Because, like, I want to quit my job, and I want to move, and I want to do all this stuff.
I don't want you to do any of that until you change your vibration. Don't.
Yeah, well, like, the last 3 times I quit my job, like, I just ended up sitting and sulking and being miserable.
Exactly.
So, it's
so
like,
change your energy.
I'm, like, afraid to change.
Yeah, you shouldn't make any changes. I don't want you to be afraid of changes. Well, yes, you can. You need to practice it and work on it. Just like you know how to stand around a horse. People who aren't familiar with horses need to go figure out how to be comfortable with horses because horses read energy extremely well. And if anyone's nervous around them, they don't like it. So you've trained yourself how to be in certain other aspects of life. This is your job. Don't make any changes until you figure this out and work on it. Work on it every day. Work on it 100 times a day if you need to. Your whole life will benefit. I promise you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Have a great day. Great
Those are your marching orders.
Yeah.
Okay, Crystal.
Question.
She's got it.
Oh, good. Yeah.
877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. Well, now with that, we're actually past our break, but we'll still take it.
Okay.
That's okay. We'll be right back with more from Marie.
Don't miss Corinne Casey, the great-granddaughter of the psychic Edgar Casey, speaking at East West Bookshop on Saturday, October 20th. She'll talk about lessons from the Edgar Casey readings, Buddhism, and the latest brain research. Call the East West Bookshop today at 206-523-3726 to register, or visit them at eastwestbookshop.com. That's eastwestbookshop.com.
Even though there's an empty seat, our son will always have a place at our table.
Even though the holidays will never be the same, my sister will always have a place in our family.
Even though life goes on, my mom will always have a place in my heart.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
I'm Gary Mance.
I'm Suzanne Mitchell.
We're a couple of baby boomers who bring you a talk radio mix of metaphysics and music, politics, and pop culture.
And you never know which celebrity will join us for an interesting conversation.
Mance and Mitchell is Boomer HQ, Friday and Saturday mornings at 10 on 1150 AM KKNW.
Your home for alternative talk in Seattle and Western Washington.
Join Marie on November 3rd and 4th in Redmond, Washington for her 2-day seminar, Communicating Beyond the Veil. One of the greatest experiences Marie has had the pleasure of receiving is the ability to communicate with loved ones and spirit guides living on the other side. And this is a natural gift that everyone has. Over the years, Marie has helped clients and students learn the techniques necessary to achieve this valuable skill. In this workshop, you'll learn the dimensional realities that exist beyond Earth, how to know the difference between your own thoughts and communications coming from those living outside of Earth, how to maintain your human energy system in a vibrational flow that allows for higher self-connection, and how to hear, see, feel, or experience those living on the other side. For more information, go to energyintuitive.com.
Alternative Talk 1150, online at 1150kknw.com.
Great music, Benny. I love it. Who is that?
That is Leon Bridges.
Oh,
If
wow.
It Feels Good.
Ooh, and that is the point. If it feels good, that's the direction you go into. And you have to learn what feels good for you or how your good feelings present themselves to you. That's extremely important. Very, very
100%
important.
agree with you. And we actually heard from one of our listeners. We'll give Susie a quick shout out.
Yeah.
And what she wants us to do is remember in November.
Love it, Susie.
Very good, Susie.
Brilliant.
We appreciate
yeah,
that.
we
That's
love
super
that.
cool.
It's kind, it's sweet, it's nice, and
Could be
it's
a number of different things, but we know what it means.
Powerful,
Yeah.
right? Remember in November. Remember Anita Hill in November. Remember Dr. Ford in November, and wear blue.
Yes.
Yeah, Dr. Ford. Yeah, what a courageous woman who.
It's amazing.
You know, my heart just goes out to her, and I'm so proud of her too. She did an excellent job testifying because that's got to be soul-crushingly nerve-wracking and difficult, right? And all the ramifications that come from going public. Even Anita Hill, I mean, everything that happened to her was very similar. Of course, the internet wasn't as big as it is, now, which it makes it more difficult when you become public in a scenario that's a difficult scenario for American people to really understand or obviously move forward through. And so, yeah, Anita Hill didn't have that. But she said that one of the things that worked really well for her is that she received hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of thank you cards from women around the country, probably even internationally. And Anita Hill said that that helped her to move through not being believed or trusted when she testified.
I think it was also more with more women and some men stepping forward for themselves too. Not just
actually,
the thank you cards.
I think that's really true.
You seem to
Yeah.
see more and more of just
Yeah.
the Me Too movement, I believe. And
Right.
so that's just really gaining a lot of steam.
I think that's very important. I think talking about men and and helping them, letting them help us, work together to move through this, I think is vital and important. Absolutely. Okay, who do we have on the phone lines?
Yeah, the number again for the Marie Manuchehri Show is 877-825-8828, 877-825-8828. We'll take Jenny calling in from Seattle now. Hi, Jenny.
Hi there. How are you guys?
We're good.
We're great. Thank you.
Good. So I recently did some energy medicine, and I got some insight into one of my kids having some sort of health issue that I need to follow up on.
Uh-huh.
And I was hoping to get some more direction with that.
Okay, so which kid?
I'm assuming it's my son.
Okay, so you don't know for sure.
I'm not for sure, no.
Huh. And so this information came to you with your own intuition or through somebody else?
Somebody else.
Okay. So because there's not a lot of clarity about it, I do believe that if we're talking about one of your kids, it is a boy.
And that's my guess.
Right. So good guess. I don't think there's anything serious, but I do think this child needs to not eat a lot of sugar.
Okay.
And really cut down on the sugar, because I think it makes this person a little bit more hyperactive. This person doesn't detox as well. Their system is a little bit more sensitive, but I don't feel anything serious.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Good to hear. Yeah, no, that's great to hear.
Great.
Okay, good. Well,
All
that's
right.
it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
Yeah, quick and simple, right through there. All right, 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll head south. We'll take Paul calling in from Anaheim, California. Hey, Paul. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Marie.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. Thank you. What can I do for you?
Well, I was just calling to see if you have any messages for me and how my energy looks overall, but specifically I've been getting these headaches for the last 3 or 4 days, and I'm someone who absolutely never gets headaches. And so I'm planning on seeing a doctor if it continues, but I'm just wondering if it's anything to be concerned about.
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was that your intuition is opening up more. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. So when people are experiencing headaches, from an energetic perspective, it's about blocking your intuition. So do you meditate at all?
I do.
And what's your meditation practice like? Like, could you describe it for me?
Well, I do like a grounding meditation, and then I do like visualization and like that.
So could you do me a favor and just quiet your mind? Do that type of a meditation, even if it's for 5 minutes. That would be extremely helpful. Because I think there's too much busyness going on in your meditation, and the third eye is in the brain. So if you can quiet your brain, then you can let your third eye be more proactive in your life. Because it is just like, this is the picture I get from your third eye. It's like if you were in school, like in junior high or high school, and one of your friends wants to tell you some juicy gossip from high school, and you're in class and the teacher's lecturing and they can't, and they just want to burst open and tell you, And so they can barely wait for the break. That's what your third eye looks like to me. It has so many beautiful things to tell you, but your brain is too busy. And so you're not getting the information fully through.
Okay.
Okay? That's what I think.
Okay.
Okay?
Do you get any messages from my guides at all?
They're very proud of you that you've been working on your intuition and growing in that arena. They said that you have really made excellent steps forward, more than you expected, especially this year, and that it's probably one of your strongest chakras in your body is your third eye, and it's something that you didn't use that often. At least that's what they're telling me. But now you are. You're like you're making it part of your daily activity.
Right.
Yeah. So they're thrilled.
Okay. Great.
Okay. Thank you and good luck. I hope those headaches go away soon.
Thank you so much. Take care.
You too.
Thanks, Paul, for joining us. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll head back up north here. We'll take Debbie calling in from Bellevue. Hi, Debbie. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Oh, hi, Debbie. What can I do for you?
I was just wondering if I could get a general reading. I've been having some fatigue for the last few weeks, unusual for me, so I was just wondering.
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, like, wow. Like, I want to go take a nap after I sit in your energy, And you're actually leaking energy from a lot of places. Not your third eye, though. You're very intuitive. Did you know that?
I'm trying to be.
Oh, so you don't have to say you're trying to be because you naturally are. For people who have natural intuition, a lot of the process is really just getting out of the way. That's such an important part of it. So what's going on in your life that's stressful? Because I feel like there's something you're not paying attention fully. Like you're going, well, that's okay. It's fine. I'm just going to like put it over here to the side. Is there something like that going on for you?
I'm not sure. I probably do that a lot.
Okay.
With a lot of different things.
All right. So what's happened is that you've reached a state of consciousness where you actually do know the areas of your life that you need to put some energy into, and you're not doing it, and it's making you exhausted now.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to start paying attention to these difficult, problematic moments in your life. I promise you, we'll have an excellent and wonderful outcome. I promise you. But you're going to have to ask the hard questions. You're going to have to speak your truth. This could do, my hit is that this has a lot to do with relationships. And so I would sit down, and there could be friendships. Sit down and start having some honest conversations with people. Do you think you could do that, or does that sound authentic for you?
Yeah, I think I can. Yeah.
Okay. And then you're going to start to get more energy infused. So I would pay attention to the moments where you feel totally wiped out and exhausted, because it's your body communicating to you, and it's saying, hey, you didn't say how you're really feeling. You didn't share what's really going on with you. You just went, okay, sure, have a nice day.
Mm-hmm.
And so your body is trying to teach you, this isn't working for us anymore. You're too conscious for this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So that's your homework.
Okay, and so that's why I'm leaking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that however we want to describe it, your
Mm-hmm.
body is doing a great job of teaching you, hey, this is no longer working for us.
Okay.
What can we do to be in that absorption rate? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Okay. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day. You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much for joining us. And Debbie, yes, from Bellevue, 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. Let's travel over to Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have Angela joining us. Hi, Angela.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Is this your first time calling into the show?
No, I have called in before.
Oh,
yeah.
great.
Cool.
That's
Welcome
great.
back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the beginning of this summer, I started working with a nutritional therapy practitioner on some digestive stuff. And after doing a stool test, it turns out that I have a lot going on. And I've been on a strict protocol. And I feel really grateful that I'm on this path. But I have a couple questions. I'm curious if there's anything showing up with thyroid, because there's still some stuff that isn't shifting. And I know that some of this might take potentially years for me to completely heal, so I'm open to that.
Yeah.
So there's this, I'm curious about thyroid. And then the other thing is my gallbladder I had polyps on my gallbladder about 10 years ago. And I've kind of managed it through acupuncture and diet and herbal medicine. But it's been hurting a lot more lately, and it might be part of this protocol. And I would really like at some point to get to this place where my gallbladder isn't hurting anymore and isn't sluggish. And I'm curious if there's some sort of energetic, emotional component to it.
Of course.
And what is that? What can I be working on?
What's going on, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
congratulations for taking good care of your health. Food is medicine. It's powerful. The other day I was feeling a little under the weather, and I was just kind of looking at what I've been eating, and I had been eating a lot of gummy bears. I mean, every time I go to a store, I'm like, oh, I'm grabbing a package, and I'm buying the
I'm gonna
ones.
get you one of those 5-pound gummy bears.
No,
you just take a bite out of it just a little
please
bit at each
don't
time, then
get
put it
me
back.
any of those.
Why? You said you like them.
No, I don't want them. And so I was being careful. I was buying organic and not made from corn, but fruit juices. So I was being careful. But I mean, I was eating at least a package a day. So I'm like, and that's a lot of sugar for me. Our family, we tend to run kind of hypoglycemic, and so eating sugar is not in our best interest. We're better off eating protein and vegetables, and so we don't drink pop, things like that. I don't buy candy, which most people who are health conscious don't. So when I read your energy, that you had 2 leaks. One is in the 5th chakra, which is where that thyroid is, right? And then the second one that's leaking is your 2nd chakra. And your 2nd chakra is small. In fact, it's like the average size of more male chakras that I see. the men who don't feel their emotions. And it's I'm not saying that you don't feel. You're a very feeling person, but you feel other people, not yourself. So the second chakra is supposed to be about 2.5 inches in diameter. Yours is like the size of a walnut. And that is a metaphor for me that you don't spend time in your emotional body, which is literally outside of your physical form. It's in the aura and the second layer of the aura. And so to spend time in the emotional body, it's imperative that we not think and we don't spend our time feeling everyone else, unless you're getting paid for it like I am. Right?
Well,
like it's my job. Is it your job?
Well, a little bit. I work for myself. I'm a gardener, and then I have a Reiki practice and herbal medicine practice.
Great.
So I do get paid for it a little bit. But,
yeah. So that's good, and that's wonderful. But even for those of us who get paid in the world where we're paid to feel other people, to help them, if that brings us great joy, when you're done with work, you're done. You know, like my phone can ring all weekend long. I never answer it. People email me around the clock. I rarely, if ever, answer them. Luckily, I have wonderful people, and Lisa takes care of that for me.
Down.
Yeah, even Benny gets shut down, exactly. Because I need to be in my body for myself, and I need to be happy and enjoy and not feel everyone in the world, because you're going to feel people anyway, right? So, so practicing being in your present body, like when you walk in the grocery store, are you in your body for yourself? Are you feeling everyone in all the aisles? Because that's exhausting. It drains your energy. And then you don't know what you want for yourself because it's your own personal emotions that are your guidance system for your own happiness. Does that make sense?
It does. It feels like something I have been working on and really aware of for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And
but
it feels a little frustrating because I also feel like I'm so sensitive that
so am I.
Like I think sometimes it just feels isolating. Like I feel like right now I'm like, okay, how do I socialize more and like hang out with
you
friends,
have to figure this out. You have to figure out how to be in your body. And I socialize. I have lots of friends, lots of activities that are in my life all the time, and I love it. And I'm not drained or exhausted. But that's because I'm constantly asking myself, what am I really feeling right now? What am I really feeling? I'm constantly asking myself that. I rest in my abdomen. That's my go-to place. It's the place where I think most people can feel a connection to the second layer of their auric field. And literally, I might ask myself 100 times a day because I don't know. I can tell you what my neighbors are feeling. I can tell you what someone in Minnesota is feeling, but I don't always know what I'm feeling. And even though sensitive people may have a shorter bandwidth to their own emotional system, this is the problem of all human beings. Most human beings do not know what they're feeling. Just so you know, this is not unique to you or I. And that frustration feeling is what bothers the gallbladder. So frustration gets it gets absorbed into the gallbladder. So you have to learn to stop being frustrated. And I think the best way to do it is to start nurturing yourself. When you are feeling annoyed, just start pouring on the nurturing. Just go, oh, honey, I love you so much. You're an amazing person. I'm proud of you. You're incredible. I want you to be loving, kind, supportive like you are to everyone else in your life.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Do you get anything, I guess, any thoughts about getting my thyroid checked?
I think if you can get out of everybody else's emotions and start feeling yourself, you're going to speak your truth, and that's going to help your thyroid.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks, Angela, for joining us from Minneapolis, Minnesota. 877-825-8828 is the number for the shoe. And we'll take our last break of the hour, and we'll be right back with more from Marie.
It's a great time of year to be outdoors, fishing in a local stream, splashing through a creek. We all assume these waters are safe and clean, but for most streams, no one knows for sure. That's a problem we can do something about. The Isaac Walton League of America can help us get started, from stream cleanups with friends to simple water quality tests designed for volunteers like you and me. The League has been helping community volunteers find and fix water quality problems for almost 50 years with simple tools that produce results you can use to test streams for pollution, to get your friends and neighbors involved, and to help protect streams where we enjoy the outdoors. To get started, visit iwla.org today. That's iwla.org.
The Marie Manuchehri Show is streamed live over the internet. So if you have friends or family members living outside of the Seattle area, wanting answers to life's questions, encourage them to listen to the show and to call into the show to talk with Marie. If you are interested in receiving guidance on an issue in your life, call Marie locally at 425-373-5527 or toll free at 1-877-825-8828 for her insight into your situation.
Alternative Talk 1150, here to uplift your day.
That is such a good mix. I love that song.
So it's actually the former song, Good Vibrations
Yes.
with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. You remember them from the 90s? I do.
I didn't remember their name, but I've danced more times than I can count
Right.
because I went to discos in the 90s,
I'm helping you,
I know,
get a little,
right. I need to go out dancing again.
So
Yeah,
that was
fun.
actually Sweet Sensation by Flo Rida. So it's a
beautiful.
version of it. Yeah, so
Beautiful. I love it. It's really great. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah.
We're talking about everything today, and earlier we were talking about politics and going blue and the Supreme Court and all of that. And when I was driving into the studio today, my assistant Lisa Lunsford, who is actually in the booth taking all of your calls and putting you into the system, she shared with me that she had written a blog for her blog site. I have to read it. It's tiny, small for me. That's okay. She had written a beautiful blog that she shared on her. It's a powerful piece that she wrote on her blog called "The Reflections of Being a Woman," which is a gorgeous title. And her church, East Lake Community Church in Bothell, they loved it so much they asked her if she would speak it at church on Sunday. So they recorded it, and it's now on their Facebook page. It's gotten almost 5,000 views. And one of the things that the individuals have said about it is that, what Lisa was sharing with me in the car, is that the men who've watched it, who have approached her later to talk about it, because it's about her view about being a woman in the world right now and how challenging it can be and all the things we women have done to keep ourselves safe and be too quiet, perhaps, about our place in the world. She said a lot of the men said that they loved watching the video because they didn't feel shamed by her words. There are some swear words in it, by the way. But hey, I like swear words, right?
Well, I was able to go to the Facebook and
great.
snag it.
Oh, thanks.
Lisa
Yeah.
doesn't know I'm doing this. So we can play a snippet.
Hopefully
it's clean.
there's no swear
Hopefully
words
it's
in
clean.
it.
I'm just gonna go right at it. Wait, I'm
Okay.
gonna jump to around the 10-minute marker. We'll see what happens. She's all, that's
Well,
the difference.
well,
Do you want to try?
No, we
No?
do. I just like how many swear words
Oh.
are on it because I don't want you to get in trouble.
Oh
right?
no, I've got.
Oh, great.
I've got a backup system too.
Okay,
Marie.
great.
Shh,
Let's
don't
go
tell
for
everybody.
it.
Okay, here we
yeah.
go. Let's see.
Me like a little girl who needs to have things explained to her without invitation. And this is not the first time a man has told me, whoa, 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 settle down. The most disheartening thing was what a woman wrote me next. She said, wow, please stop being a part of the reason I'm ashamed of being a woman. Your comments are just ugly. And I drag you through this commentary to highlight a couple of things I want to talk about. First, there are storylines about women, belittling and dehumanizing storylines that have been fabricated, passed down, inherited, and downloaded into our human psyches. The one highlighted in this social media drama is that women's emotions and sensitivity and even opinions make them weak, irrational, crazy bitches.
Oh, love it. Oh
Super
my God.
powerful. Oh, no,
Super
you're okay
powerful
with that. No, you're
and
okay with
really
that one.
great. That one was a good swear word,
She's
Lisa.
giving
Good
me
job.
the cutoff. Do it now. Do it now.
That was really gorgeous and really
done,
beautiful.
by the way. She didn't
Beautiful
want-
speaker.
Well done.
Yeah, we
Well
love
done.
it.
Good job,
And thank you
Lisa.
so much for helping all of us
You're a
find our
powerful
voices.
person.
Yeah, I
You're
love
a powerful
it.
person.
So you can go to Eastlake Community Church, Bothell, because there's one in California as well. And if you want to watch the video, it's 10 minutes, and you'll get to meet my assistant, Lisa, and see how amazing she is.
It's like 12 and a half minutes.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's super great.
Super great.
Okay.
Okay, so who do we have next on the phone lines?
We'll take Claire calling in from Normandy Park. Hi, Claire.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course. What can I do for you?
It's just because of what you're talking about
Yeah.
the Supreme Court and all of that. I
Yeah.
just wanted to mention Noah Trevor. On
I know,
Comedy
he's so
Central.
great. Isn't he funny?
He had a really great perspective for men
Oh.
about what's going on. And so if anyone has a chance as a man, I think it would be really enlightening.
I think that's
Yeah, so-
fantastic, and thank you for that. And one of the things that we're learning, because we're all on this planet together, just like if we want to have racism disappear on Earth, then everyone of
Right.
every color has to help one another. Like it's not just
Right.
on the people who are feeling racist actions against them to take care of it. It's all of our responsibility to take care of it. Just like it's important for men to be involved in the experiences that women have, so that we can all
Right.
learn differently from it. So that's lovely. So what else can I do for you?
Two things. I'm having some issues with my left foot.
Okay.
And basically my hip area. It
Yeah.
feels kind of heavy.
Yeah.
And the other thing was about my niece, my brother's daughter, fairly recently diagnosed with schizoaffective
Oh, interesting.
disorder.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I just wondered if there was any suggestions you have to kind of help her out and the family. I've done some different things to try and support her and send some. So I just wondered if you had any.
Yeah. Well, first I want to talk about your left-hand side of your body and the lower extremity. This is about you learning to receive, and you're a great giver, but maybe not a great receiver. So I'd love for you to work on that. And you can try one of, my favorite what if questions. What if I easily receive? And start to get some energy moving into that leg. And when people offer to do things for you, if you say no first, it's okay to change your mind and say, hey, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much for taking care of me. So that's number one. But regarding your niece, she's got a long haul ahead of her. So this has been a long time coming, this diagnosis, actually. And I do think she's one of the people on the planet who's going to need conventional medicine.
Okay.
Whether that's forever or not, I don't know, but definitely now. And I don't think she likes it, and I don't think her family wants her to be on conventional medicine, but she needs it.
Right.
That's what I think.
Okay.
Biochemically, her brain is just misfiring and misfiring and misfiring. And it's chronic. It's been happening for such a long time that I think we need some conventional medicine to help her brain refire in a more positive way for her so her life can be more fulfilling.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
And try not to worry about her. That's not healthy. This is her soul is powerful. It's learning something very important. She chose this before she came in because this started, fairly young, in my opinion. And
Right.
And so let's let her have her experience instead of worrying about her. Worrying about anything doesn't help the situation. Period.
So I just have a question. So what I've been doing is like pictures of her when she was happier or just maybe more healthier. Or,
Here's what I'm
I
recommending for you. Don't even think about her because you don't know how to not worry yet, not efficiently enough. I think you should just stop thinking about her. You're a gracious and kind person. You'll always be compassionate, but you've got to just get out of the energy. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
You're
for everything.
welcome. You're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Claire. 877-825-8828. And we'll take Kelly now or you had something? Or?
Yeah, I was just going to, but we'll do it after Kelly. I'll talk about something else.
So
yeah,
Kelly from
perfect.
Kirkland.
Oh, hi, Kelly.
Hi, good morning.
Good
Thanks for
morning.
taking my call.
You're welcome. What can I do for you?
Well, you and I have spoken before,
Okay.
and I have been working on my path to retirement, and I'm almost there.
Okay.
And I've realized I'm having some anxiety around retirement and what that's going to do to me. And
it's going to make you happy. And you can go do whatever you want. So stop it. You remember, if you've been listening to the show this morning, I talked about my moment the other day when I woke up and I was all of a sudden in fantasy land of something that's not happening, creating this storyline in my brain.
Right.
It wasn't even authentic. So stop it. That's what you're doing. Stop.
And that's what I thought, too, when I sat here waiting and I listened to that and I go, she's going to say the same thing to me.
You're so smart. I love how smart you are. I think that's amazing. So don't worry about it. Look out the window. Go for a walk in beautiful Kirkland. Go get a latte. Have some fun. Relax and retire so that we can enjoy more of you. To me, retirement means something very different than when it did when I was a child and my neighbors retired and then died. You know, we live longer. And for some people who didn't get to work fulfillingly in a joyful perspective, right? Because some people didn't do that. This is your opportunity to have that in your life. This is not about not working again. This is about having a job or doing things also fun and professionally that are amazingly fulfilling for you, that just knock your socks off and invite you into a world of joy. You deserve it. And we will benefit. All of us on the human realm will benefit from it.
Good.
Okay?
Good. I feel better already.
Yay! All right. Okay, good. Have a beautiful day.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly, for joining us.
So, I just wanted to talk about back to our politics again. One of the things that's happening is for a very long time, people who entered the arena of politics from a soul's perspective in terms of their age, they were kind of in the middle. So let's say a really young soul has had one lifetime. A really old soul has a number 10. Instead of saying one lifetime, just say that their number is 1 in this beautiful measuring vortex that we're doing about soul age. So people who are 5, which means they're kind of in the middle, they're not very evolved. They're not super young. That means that they know how to function on the earth realm very, very well. But they're not awake. They're not aware. They're a number 5. Barack Obama was a number 8 in terms of his soul age. So he's a much older soul, and we were all spoiled by him, quite frankly. And so what's happening is we have a lot of young soul people in politics, and that's why it doesn't work very well, and that's why it looks ugly from time to time. And for us older soul people, it's important that we remember that so that we don't lower our vibration and start acting like younger souls. That we remember that this is about letting go, and that younger souls, soul group people in the 5 number are wanting to learn compassion. And so there's this stark reality of this huge lack of compassion in politics, where we're not going to have health care, and we're not going to let women end their pregnancies if they want to, and we're going to pay the wealthy the most amount of money, and we're also going to raise interest rates, and we're going to pollute the planet. None of that is compassionate. So all of these number 5 people and numbers around them, like 3s and 4s and maybe 5s and 6s, they're learning about compassion, and it takes a while to learn something. And so remember, this fight is not yours. Your job is to do all the positive things that you know to live happily in this world and provide whatever you can politically in a positive, meaningful way. And then let go. Older souls, their job is to let go and get out of the way. So that's what I wanted to say.
I think you should run.
Oh, never. No.
Come on.
No, Vinny, you're so cute.
You're so passionate.
I'm passionate about what I do, and I love what I do. And this is an exciting time for all of us. Truly, it is. So, vote blue. And what is it? Remember
in November.
Remember in November.
Right. And a quick little shout out to my kids.
Oh.
Good luck on the fun run today, boys. Run your little tails off at Hazelwood Elementary. Run. Fast.
That was one of my most favorite things to volunteer at when my kids were little, is to go to the fun run.
I'm doing it right now.
Oh.
I wish I could be there. Love you guys. Run fast.
Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Joyful blessings. Bye-bye.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of KKNW, its management, or other advertisers. Contests are the responsibility of the host of this program and not KKNW. This is Alternative Talk 1150 AM, KKNW Seattle, and KNUC 98.9 HD3 Seattle.
And good morning to you. Benny Mathers here for a look at your Alternative Talk AM 1150 traffic update for Around the Sound. Starting things off over on 405 southbound at Northeast 124th Street. Looks like around milepost number 20, a recent disabled vehicle partially blocking